Welcome to 9 News Plus. I'm Chris Bianchi. Last week, choir students across Colorado got a special treat. Maria Ellis, a conductor and owner of music education program Girl Conductor, was here for a week-long Conductor-in Residence program. She worked with choirs at 7 schools and conducted a performance with the Colorado Children's Chorale. While she was here, she spoke to 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez about how she got into music and the importance of representation in the choral world.
Maria, kind of walk me through how you started. You told me just a couple of minutes ago that you started when you were 12 years old. What created that passion for you?
I come from a family of singers. My father is one of 9. He has 2 sisters who sing soprano, 2 sisters who sing alto. He and his brother sang tenor, and 2 brothers who sang bass, and 1 brother who couldn't sing at all. But my grandmother said everybody has to be a part of the group. So I grew up watching them sing. I grew up mimicking their voices. My mother has been church choir president for as long as I can remember. So she took all 4 of her children to choir rehearsal, and I learned very early that I could hear the various parts and would often get in trouble because I would say, that's not the right part. But you know, when you're 5, nobody wants to hear you say that.
And then you wanted to be a conductor. That was a big dream of yours.
Yes.
Right? How come?
I love the sound of the choir, and I love being able to put those people, those voices together. It was very, the power of the voice, but to hear it together, I don't know, it just does something to like my soul. It gives me so much joy and passion to hear people singing together.
And you said it best, there's not a lot of representation out there when it comes to conductors, not a lot of women, and not a lot of women in color.
No, but it's changing. More and more women are getting on the podium. But no, growing up, all I saw was white males, unfortunately. I didn't see my first African-American conductor until the year 2020, is when I saw a female on the podium conducting an orchestra. But we are making strides, and that's exciting to see so many people of color entering the field and like doing things their way, representing their cultures, and it's just really, really inspiring.
And you're coming out here to schools, kind of showing that representation. That's really big for you, right?
Yes. When I created the brand Girl Conductor, it was all about showcasing for younger women to know that we do this. Sometimes if you don't see yourself represented, you'll believe that, you know, I don't do this. My people who look like me don't do this. That was often said before President Obama. You would say, you know, black people can't be president. Or before Vice President Harris, you would say, well, women can't be vice president. But now that we see it, like everybody now has a dream. Well, if I want to be president, I can do that. If I want to be vice president and I'm a girl, I can do that. So I wanted to showcase to girls that we do this.
And you becoming a conductor, did you have a lot of struggles, bumps along the road?
There were a lot of bumps because I didn't speak the classical language. In my household, we only listened to gospel music and Michael Jackson because my parents were both ministers. So we got to listen to Michael Jackson. But coming to a world where everything is spoke through the language of Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, it's difficult. It was very difficult to understand that language. But then, once I took it out of my head that I was really speaking a different language and just looked at the music for what it wasn't as difficult because I could take the elements that I knew from gospel and apply it to the concepts of the Western classical music.
And you know, for those girls and guys that want to be conductors, what would you like to tell them? What's one message that you would want to let them know? I
would tell them that you have to study and you have to practice to be good at your craft. I mean, just like we do with anything else, it takes a lot of studying and it takes a lot of practice. And there will be bumps in the road, but if you're really passionate about it, you'll just find a different way to get around those bumps and keep pursuing. You can do this. It's the best job in the world.
What do you think allows you to connect with these kids so much? Because I was seeing a connection when we were out there. Would you agree? And how do you form those connections?
I always I'm big into family. And so I always tell the students, like, don't be shy. It's just like your favorite auntie came into town. When your favorite auntie comes into town, like even if your mother has told you 10 times to come clean your room, when your favorite auntie is in town, she say, girl, go clean your room. Then you go right in there magically and you go clean your room. So I'm just repeating what their teacher has already told them, but I come in with a different flavor. I come with a lot of love. I don't know these students at all, but I love them already. I have a love for young people and a love for music. And so I bring both of those together and lots of smiles and lots of energy. And I think that's why the connection is so quick.
Yeah, and you seeing their faces getting so into the music, how does that make you feel?
Oh, that gives me more strength, more power to keep going. So I always tell my choir, if you give me 100%, I'll give you 200. And if you give me 200, I'll give you 4. Like the more you give me, the more I'm gonna give back out to you. And I think that way, with that little relationship of them giving and I'm giving, it makes everything better. If you notice, once we got into the song and they start thinking about their own feelings, the sound changed. Their faces lit up. And that's just giving them the permission to get into the music, enjoy it.
Yeah, I like how you did your little dance with them. You got them a little bit loose, so I love that.
Yeah, I mean, but again, once somebody breaks that, they take off that tape of you're free, then that helps you to be free of what you're getting ready to do. So I just try to come in and just be my best self, give them my, be on my A game, but also to have a lot of fun and to smile because, again, music is what fuels my soul.
Brianna also spoke to Emily Chorale, artistic director for the Colorado Children's Chorale, about what it meant for the organization to have Maria here.
So I came across Maria online. As you know, she's branded as Girl Conductor. So I started to see her pop up on Facebook around 2019, 2020. And she was showing lots of people active at our national conferences, at regional conferences, and kind of really hit the choral world by storm. As you know, she really has a dream for what she wants to do in her life, and I find that really inspiring. And I could just tell from her energy that she would be great working with our kids. Our kids have a lot of energy, they love to sing out, they love all different styles of music. And I knew watching Maria that she would be perfect to work with our kids.
So when you reached out and she said, yeah, of course, I'd love to come, tell me, what was your reaction?
Yes! I was so excited about that. And I've been talking to the kids about it, and they meet her finally tonight and tomorrow night. So I keep saying, you are going to love Maria. She is so full of energy. Of course, I call her Ms. Ellis or Ms. E with them. You're going to love her, have so much fun, but they still don't get it. Last night they said, well, we still don't know who she is. I said, I know, but in my world, she's a celebrity. She's like the Taylor Swift of choral world, or whatever celebrity you can think of in the musical world. That's who Maria is in our world. So just to know that she so willingly would come and work all week with not only the Colorado Children's Chorale kids, but in schools all over the Denver metro area was really exciting.
And now you see her here in a classroom full of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and seeing their faces light up when she's conducting.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, and what are you seeing when she's teaching these classes?
Well, Maria has such a natural connection with kids. You can tell that she's been around a lot of kids. I know she has her own kids as well. And so she just finds all these ways to connect at their level rather than expecting them to reach an adult level. She listens to them, and she can tell how she's going to connect with them. And so little by little she makes that connection. You see the smiles kind of on their faces, and they can be pretty subdued at times, but you can tell inside they're thinking, yeah, she's pretty cool. The other really fun thing to watch her do is, as she's working with the kids, I hear their sound change quite a bit, and that's in the choral world. We work on that a lot. We work, this kind of sound needs to have this color, this song needs to have this color, and I can really hear the work that she's doing just immediately infuse into their bodies and change that sound for each piece that she works on.
And having a woman conductor, a woman of color, that's big, right?
It's huge. It's really big. It's just, as she says herself, it's not something that we saw growing up. We're seeing a lot more of it now, and part of it is Maria, and she has other colleagues that are really making sure that they're seen and heard out there. And many of us just want to amplify that. When she came out and she says, I'm a Black woman conductor, that's powerful. And the fact that she wants to own that and use that to inspire other young musicians, I just think it means a lot in our world today. And it's definitely something I know that we as the Children's Chorale will really want to amplify.